Hey guys, welcome back to another foundation road test. Today I'm looking at It Confidence in a Compact, the first solid serum foundation, and I do have oily combination skin. So if you are interested in seeing how this fares on my particular skin that is slightly over 40, just keep watching. So since I just tried the regular It CC cream and absolutely loved it, I had to pick this up and try it too. And it's been really interesting seeing all the different reviews on it as I've been trying it out. But as usual, I'm first going to tell you just the basics about this before we get into the foundation road test itself. So this retails for $38 for 0.63 ounces of product, and there are 7 shades. So it is kind of a slim shade selection, and I got shade light. I should have gotten shade medium. I got it based on how it looked in the compact, and it does look decent, but it goes on lighter. So I've made it work, but just note it is going to look light when I first apply it to my face. So as usual, I'm going to read you a little bit about the product before we get started. It says that it was developed with plastic surgeons, just like the regular It CC cream. It is your first ever solid serum foundation, and it delivers all the skincare benefits of your best-selling Confidence in a Cream plus SPF physical sunscreen. This groundbreaking solid serum technology combined with anti-aging, hydrolyzed collagen, hyaluronic acid, squalane, antioxidants, and a super ceramide cream truly transform your complexion. And it says that it's perfect for even the most sensitive skin. This is supposed to immerse your skin in moisture, restore radiance, reduce the look of pores, discolorations, lines, wrinkles, and improve the look of firmness. And you will see powerful results instantly and more dramatic results over time. So it's supposed to give you skincare benefits, anti-aging skincare, full coverage foundation, SPF 50. It has all these great ingredients in it in one little compact. So it seems like it is this absolutely fantastic foundation for those of us who are into anti-aging skincare and things to make us look our best, which that's probably why you're here on my channel. Excuse the covers in the background. My dog has been messing around on the bed. He's not there anymore. So we have talked about the claims, and I'm just going to get into my experience with the application as I always do. And of course, I'm going to take you through what that looked like on one of the days and just a couple of check-ins and then my final thoughts at the end. So as with all my foundation road tests, I tried this out with various methods to see how it applied best and how it wore best throughout the day. I tried it with various primers. I tried it without primers. I tried it with and without using my normal morning skincare routine because I had heard that you didn't even need to use moisturizer with it. I tried it with this It Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Flat Top Buffing Foundation Brush number 6. They didn't have the brush that comes with this, and this seemed like about the same thing, and I have really been loving this anyway. So I tried it with this, I tried it with my Real Techniques brush, and with a damp and a dry beauty blender. So this has been a pretty thorough foundation road test with all the methods that I tried. Basically, in a nutshell, it didn't really matter what method I used. I found it a little tricky to apply. They say that you need to swirl your tool in it to activate the serum technology. I'm not sure if I believe that or if it's just to break this waxy seal that kind of hardens over it and makes it not as easy to apply to the skin. But either way, you do need to swirl something, because if you don't, you just try to go straight in and then apply, it is a lot more difficult to blend. But even with swirling, I found that you had to get just the right amount of pressure when you were swirling so that you didn't get too much coverage and look too cakey, or you didn't get too little and have to just go back and forth and back and forth. I just found that it was tedious to apply no matter what I did. It does give medium coverage. I felt like some red spots weren't covered. I had a particular hard time covering the sunspot on my nose and on the sides of my nose as well, and then just a couple of sunspots. So I tried to build on those, and it would start to build and then wipe away what was already there. So I don't find it to be very buildable. So the fact that it's in a compact and convenient for touch-ups doesn't really stand true for me, because I don't think that I could touch up with this because it doesn't build. And if you have powder on top of it, if you do get oily in your T-zone, you're going to want to set this with powder. It is very, very shiny after you apply it. So I just can't see touching up with this during the day. I feel like it would be a cakey mess that would probably wipe away what was underneath it. So here's what it looks like post application. I was able to work with it even though it is too light for my skin. I do have some extra bronzer on today. I didn't put any contour on today. I may look a little bit pale, but you know, it's still winter. I don't care about that. On the day where I'm showing the application with the IT number 6 foundation brush, I did use my Guerlain Meteorites primer that day. This is the very first day I tried it, I believe, and I did set it with my usual Laura Mercier translucent powder. I found that once I set it with powder, it gave me more of a demi-matte finish. That shine that I had before did go away, which was good, and it looked nice. I did also have some days where I tried setting it with the IT by Pores loose powder, thinking that might have a better outcome, and it didn't. I apologize because I was not able to check in the way that I wanted to check in today. My work got away from me, but I am hoping that you can kind of see what's going on in this unflattering bathroom lighting. It has been over 11 hours since I applied this foundation. I have a mixed reaction because my makeup does technically still look pretty decent. I have been wiping my nose, so we have to ignore the nose part. But I didn't have to touch up until about the 4-hour mark, but when I did have to touch up, it kind of looked apparent and kind of powdery. So I blotted with my blotting sheet and touched up with translucent powder, and it completely eliminated that look. I don't know what that was about, and it didn't happen again, and I touched up a couple more times, maybe 3 hours later each time. So not too terribly bad for someone with combination oily skin. Kind of looking in the mirror behind you. You know, my makeup looks decent, but it's like I'm kind of more aware of what it looks like on my face than I am the regular CC cream. I'm not quite as enthralled with it at this point. I am going to keep testing it out and see how it goes the rest of the time I'm trying it out, and I will report in. I'm going to try and do this and hold the camera as steady as I can, but I am in my car and the camera clearly might move. I am not really digging it today. I didn't get to do a midday update on that first day, and I like to show you how it performs when I'm out and about. It's been 6.5 hours since I applied it this morning, almost 7 hours actually. I'm just gonna get closer. So if you look really, really closely, and I'm hoping that this shows on camera, it almost looks like there's no coverage on my cheeks. There wasn't any coverage on either side of my nose in the beginning of the day. I don't know if you can see that. It looks patchy all around my mouth, and if you look at my brows, you can see brush strokes and separation, and on my nose, pretty much everywhere, just in spots. And I am just not digging it with either primer today. So that's today's verdict. I actually did have high hopes for this after that first day, because I felt like that day it went on pretty decently, and I thought maybe I could work with it a little bit more as the days went on and I would find this magic combination. But I really did not ever find a magic combination of what to put under it, what to put over it, how to fix what was going on. I felt like even though it only gave medium coverage, it looked full coverage, which I personally don't like. I like full coverage foundations to look lighter, like I'm not wearing makeup, but every time I wore this foundation, no matter how I applied it, not only did it take a long time to apply, but it looked like I was wearing evident makeup. I mean, I just always felt like my pores were emphasized. There was something that I was always very aware of, and I felt like I had to check in the mirror. Now, touching up during the day, I really didn't have to touch up a lot. It was maybe every 3 or 4 hours, and I never looked greasy, so that is a positive. I didn't feel like it settled into fine lines or anything like that. However, every time I wore this, no matter what, it broke up or got patchy or even dry looking in places. And my skin is not dry. I mean, this showed texture on my skin that I didn't even know I had. I apologize if I keep looking over at the side. I'm trying to check and make sure I'm not completely blown out because I'm at that weird sunny time of day and the clouds are kind of getting strange on me. So I'm just wanting to make sure I don't need to adjust any settings. So even though it felt decent on the skin and from a distance it looked okay, I never felt good about being up close with someone because I felt like they could see the patchiness on my skin, and I felt like it was that way every day. I don't feel like it looked good on camera. I keep looking over to check the light, and I don't feel like it looks really good on film today either, and maybe that'll be different when I actually go to edit this. I feel like when I started the day, it would look pretty decent. And I would notice a few brush strokes if I used a brush. The best day was actually the dry beauty blender day when I just pressed a small amount in the skin. I didn't really have any brush strokes to speak of. But as the day went on every day, I just noticed it kind of fell apart as the day went on. Patchiness and cakiness, and it would wear away on the sides of my nose. And I would get really patchy looking all around here, and I can't tell you another foundation that has happened to me with. It's very strange. I have been doing this road test for a couple weeks, and since I've started it, I've seen a few reviews come out on it, and it seems like the oily combination skin people are having a mixed reaction with this foundation. So I don't think that I'm alone. I really did want this to work because I do like their CC cream so much, and I wanted an option in a compact, and I just thought this was this fabulous idea. But for me, this was just not a successful foundation road test at all. It's way too fussy. It didn't settle well on my skin. I feel like this is definitely not going to do you well if you have any kind of texture on your skin because, like I said, I really almost feel like it was clinging to little fuzzies on my forehead or something. I'm not sure what it was clinging to. I really wanted this to be a successful foundation road test because I do like the CC cream so much, and I wanted a compact something that mirrored what that does for me, and this is just definitely not it. And I'm going to go back and say that if one has perfectly normal skin, maybe you don't get oily in the T-zone, and maybe you don't have any texture issues or anything like that, and things tend to wear well on you no matter what, this might work well. I don't want to discourage anyone from trying it if you are looking for a solid serum type of foundation because it does have so many skincare benefits in it. I just think this was a miss for me in so many ways. I've just really never had a foundation break up on me like this, no matter what I did to it. And let's say that patchiness and that breaking up hadn't occurred for me during the day, I still feel like I would have an issue with this because it did look cakier than I like and heavier and I don't know what the term is, waxy, I guess. I just feel like there's so much better out there that's so much quicker to apply and that look so much more radiant and full of life during the day and that just wear so much better than this. So unfortunately, this foundation road test was not a success. I think before this I'd had a few that were pretty good right in a row, so I was due to have one that wasn't so good. I feel like this one might have been a little bit all over the map because I just had so many thoughts about it. It may have been a little random, so my apologies for that. But I hope that you did find this foundation road test beneficial, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. If you are not following me on my social media, I'll put that on the screen and in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. bye.